Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and make sure you can hear me. If you would just let me know that in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate it. Nothing worse than talking to myself for the next little bit. I don't know if you can tell over my shoulder out that window, we got some white stuff coming down, and it's not dandruff. We got about 7 or 8 inches out there already. I was just out this morning for about 20 minutes or so. My neighbor gave me, he's a car guy, gave me this foam brush. It's a push stick for cleaning off the cars. And man, I made easy work of all 3 cars just from one side. I didn't shovel around the whole car, but from one side. It didn't take me 3 minutes to take off the snow off 2 trucks and a car. So I'm excited to get back out and use it, but I'm not excited to get back out and have to shovel the rest of that junk that's out there. The snowblower will do the work, but whew, just terrible. Terrible. I hate this stuff. I'd move in a heartbeat if we could. All right, appreciate the ones there. As we go through this morning, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only, and nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, and if you like what you see here, make sure you follow along and subscribe with what we do. If you don't like what we see, then I guess you won't subscribe, and that's okay. But make sure you follow along with some of the rest of the social platforms that we've got out there as well. You're going to love some of the other content that we put out every single day. Probably not getting a whole lot of content out today with that white stuff again outside, but usually we get a couple of videos come out each and every day. So with that, it is time to jump in. Let me bring us over to TradeStation first. Get that out of the way. So get TradeStation, and let's go ahead and take a look at our futures. All right, so on the S&P 500, the ES, you can see the big candle we're dealing with right now. Oh, there we go. So that's the unemployment report, 3.9% versus 4.1%. The Dow was up a little while ago. Excuse me, they're showing the Dow down about 38 points right now on CNBC, which is what I'm looking at. And still dropping. And you can see what's going on with the S&P. We got a quick little pop, but that 199,000, I guess, was just not what was expected. And prior to that, we had a nice run up from the European market. We had some nice gains from off of the lows of the morning. We really didn't, get much out of it. We got back to about where we were, but looks like this could cause a little bit more of a sell-off today to take place. So we'll keep our eye on it, but we're down about 2.5 points right now, so nothing crazy on the ES. Right, YM is down about 40 points right now. They are, similar candle. Right, far right, very similar candle. We're talking about 36.2 was the high-ish, right, and our low was 36.070. So about 130-point move on that one candle there, right, that 1 5-minute candle. Yet we're still continuing to drop. I'm sure Scalper Red, I don't see him here this morning. He's probably going crazy on this market for sure. But so we're down right now about 40 points, 50 points. Now, on NQ, getting smack-a-dabbered yet again. NQ is doing well, right? It had come back and we got positive, and now it's giving back and we're down about 60 points. The last 2 candles, tremendous move to the downside for the last 2. All right, then we get to RUT, RTY. I could use a little pullback on RUT. My iron condors are still good, but just to keep on the safe side, a little bit of pullback after a little bit of run is always a good thing, right? So, but the last 2 candles, they've really gotten smacked around a little bit. They're down about 10 points now. Bitcoin had taken a hit overnight as well, right? You can see they had dropped. They were at 43 and change. They came down to 41. They're back up now to about 42.2. So call it 42,000. So overall, not too shabby, but they're down right now just under 1,000 points for the day. When it comes to gold, now gold is a contrarian indicator, right? So when you see the market go down, gold goes up, and that's not a guarantee, but it happens a lot. I'm here, Ed said. Okay, Scalper Ed, I'm here. It's wild time. I know, Ed, it's crazy, right? I would like to have traded some of this if I wasn't teaching this morning. So had I only known, no, it's not that big a move. So when we look at gold, the first candle, that green candle, shot up as and closed up as that candle on the index is closed down. But now we're seeing that move to the downside on gold. So it's contrarian to the market sometimes, not all the times. So just something to keep in mind as you go through. Right now we look at crude. And it is. We got over $80 a barrel. This is the first time in a bit that we've been up above 80, right? So prices of fuel are going to be going up without a doubt. And then we look at nat gas, and nat gas is up almost 2%, 1.75%, right? So it's a steady climb on it today, nothing crazy, but we did have that huge dip down into the very start of the news cycle in Europe around that 2 a.m.-ish time period is about 132 is about where they started to pull back, right? So all right, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at some candidates for the day. All right, so I have a handful of candidates today. Only one of them is a monthly only option. I love when that happens. As earnings season comes out, we'll probably just ignore some of those completely because we'll have plenty of things to trade off of. But DISCA, Discovery, they got an, I don't know what happened. I lost my extended market. They got an upgrade by Bank of America today. There we go. So they're up about $1.11, 111, right? So nice on a move. On BOA, I would be looking at a naked put is my favorite at this price range, right? As long as we can get, on DISCA on the Bank of America upgrade, as long as we can get enough premium for the option, I'm all over it, right? Whoops, where'd you go? All right, so we're looking at 20 delta is what we'd be looking for. We've got to go to 28, so we'd be looking at 25. So we're looking at 72 cents. My guess is we're not going to see that much. We'll have to see what happens when it opens. Tons of open interest, right? Tons of open interest. So we'll see where it goes when it opens up. But if I can get anything for that 25 strike, anything around that 20 delta, if I can get myself 20, 25 cents. Oh, wait a second. DISCA is monthly. I missed that. I had them down as weekly. So they're monthlies. All right, so that kind of changes things a little bit. Well, it's still the same strike, but you got 14 days. So I'm not excited about the position compared to if it had weeklies on it. So it'll be on the lower end of it, but it is up there, right? GME, they definitely have weekly options on them. They've got some kind of crypto division that they're working on with NFTs, and they're up $20.50 right now. Now, the move had brought them up to $175. So they were about $20, $25 higher than they are right now last night, right? But overall, still looking good. Now, I am a big put seller on GME, on GameStop, when the market is right? And when we get the moves. So if I can, now again, we've got to go and look at a $20 difference in price here, but if I can find a 20 delta. So we were at the 130s yesterday, had $2.89 with a 17 delta, right? So right now, if we've had a $20 move, we're not going to be able to see it. It was just not enough to really tell. I mean, it shows 25 cents, 27 cents. If I could pick up 30 to 40 cents on the day for something, and it's just today because it's Friday, for just today with a 20 delta on GameStop, I'm liking it. And if we're sitting right now at 153.5, we got up above that one. Well, actually, we're sitting right at that 156 level. So we pushed right up into resistance. Actually, let's get a bigger picture there. There we go. So you can see where the fib is coming from there. We were down at that 131. We're right up near that fib line there. and such. So if we can get that 20 delta, ideally, I would love this to be down below about that 130 level is what I would like my strikes to be I'm looking at for my my naked put. Now, with that being said, you could do a bear call, a bull put spread on it also. So I'm going to put bull put spread and naked put, right? Below 130. Okay. Now we've got QDEL. All right. So on QDEL, we're up $4. They've got preliminary revenue numbers were good, right? They came out and announced what they think their revenue is going to be. They're kind of informing their investors. They took a $4 pop on that. So I'll be looking at a bull put spread on QDEL. Where'd my option chain go? They have weeklies available on them. Right now, can I get anything for this week? I don't know. And I won't be able to tell that until after we move, after we open. But we do have $1 increments. So if we go back and look, QDEL, they were about 127 yesterday, and right now they're at 131. So I don't really have I don't have a fib drawn on it. We can, but it's going to be old. Here, that was sideways, sideways. That's probably where we wind up. So $30 is its $27 is the nope. This is that's a Y, wrong group. All right, so we move $18 a day, 20, 51. We need a fib it in here, so let's go and put in both the negative 136 and the 118. Okay. So right now on QDEL, we're sitting at 131. So we're right up again at that 135 level. So guys, we're in bearish bias right now, true bear as of the last 3 or 4 days. We're in a bearish bias. We push right up to that 135. I would really love to see QDEL with a bull put spread make it above, right, that 135. So a little bit of caution there with the move. It's already, in other words, it's already made its move. So be careful. It's pushing into resistance. We don't have a lot of room to go right now. All right, now we've got Sono, S-O-N-O. But realize any one of these can move, right? We can see movement on any one of these stocks. We can get a push up, a push down that opens up the opportunity. This list is something you should have loaded into your trade station or whatever platform you're using. I don't want to do that, right? I've got them all loaded here so that as I go through, and right now we're on Sono, right? I would just click on that symbol and load all my charts up and have all my details to it. So, and I'll be watching all of these as the market opens. And I'll only be here for a few minutes, maybe till about 10:15. Then I've got to get out there and get that snow out the way. We've got too much going on this afternoon that I've got to get out of the house. I've got to be able to get the car out. So when we look at Sono, we're at $30 right now. Naked put is my choice of trade for Sono. It's under that $40 range, folks. I like that naked put component. Then we have STM. STM monthly option, so I'm not excited about the monthly part. Right, you can see them right here. Let me just put it on the other screen so I could see it. It is a $50 stock, so we'll be looking at a bull put spread, but this automatically drops to the end of my list. When I'm done, see, I sort everything here by symbol, right? What I will do when I am done is insert a couple of lines here, and I'll come back down here and put DISCA, and then I'll put STM. I would delete them from here, And the reason I put a space in there is this way when I sort by symbol, it doesn't match all of these up as one. That space in there separates. And I'll know that these are monthlies and they're at the end of my list, so they should be the last ones that I look at, right? In there. And you can reorder them if you want by your top priorities, whatever works best for you, okay? So as we look at STM, I'm really looking at a potential bull put spread on it, but it's at the bottom of the list. From there, we've got T-Mobile, TMUS, TMUS. This one's for Rick, right? They had an increase in subscribers, but they're still down on that news. So it probably was not a big enough increase, but they're down about $4.50. So bear call spread is the potential on it. We could also be looking at, well, let's look at the chart first. How about that? The daily chart. Not too much. All right. So right now, T-Mobile is down at 111. So we broke that 113.50. So bear call spread, I like a lot, right? Long put, which would probably be a monthly for me, a full month of time. Long put is something that I look at also or consider also. But if we look T-Mobile on a bear call spread, I'd want to be ideally above 114 on the bear call, right? So T-Mobile. So we'd be looking at 114.15. Big spread. It's got a large spread because we're looking at verticals, right? So it's already combining the two strike prices together. So we're looking, I said, what, 114.15? So 10 by $1.16. We got 63 cents in there. You're not going to get 63 cents. All right. We've moved $5 right now. So we may wind up at 20 or 25 cents. If I can get 20 cents for the day, I love it, right? I'm all over it. Again, as long as we stay above that 114 level. So we're looking at, let me see, above 114. All right. So there's T-Mobile. Guys, drop in the symbols you want me to take a look at. TTD. All right. So TTD, they were an upgrade. I didn't even recognize the company name. I think it might have been an Asian firm that had upgraded them. They're up $1.86 right now. We'll be looking at a bull put spread on TTD. And then Visa is our last one. They got downgraded today. Certainly have weekly options on. They're down about $3.15. So let's go look at Visa. I'm going to pull the option chain here so I can work off it. So right now we're sitting at 216. So we're just above our fib line. First question is, do I need a fib it? I've got $6.50 in there. No, I don't need a fib it. So what I'm going to be looking for is a bear call spread above 220. Right? I don't think I'll get anything for this for today. I just don't see there being enough premium in it. 220 by 22.5 as of yesterday was 74 cents. We're probably looking at a 250. Well, 250 spread, you might get about 25 or 30 cents. If I can get 25, 30 cents for one day, let's see, we said above 220. Yeah, so 22.5, 25. If I can get 25, 30 cents for it, that's not really too bad, especially when we're looking at a very low delta on the positions, right? If we look at the 20 and 22.5 as individuals, here's the 220. We've got a 28 delta. No, 22.5 is a 14 delta and a 6 delta. So as we make that $4 move, if they haven't adjusted delta already, we'll be looking at 8 or 10 on delta, which is great. Right, very low chance of risk in that trade. Spend some of that money and pay a kid to remove the snow. A kid rang my bell last night, Jonathan, and said he would do the snow for $100. I don't have that big a property. This is Long Island. It doesn't exist. right? At least not in our neighborhood. We got a couple hundred feet outside. Last year, I think we were paying $35 for it. The snow is light. My snowblower is going to get through that in about 15 minutes. I'll be done with everything. But I agree. I don't want to shovel it at all. But you just the snowblower guys that do this are looking at $150 to come in, and yeah, exactly. Right? It's like, what? They're looking like $150 to come in. It's like, you're crazy. You're nuts. All right. Extra Touch is asking, only one symbol in there, guys. So we're going to wrap it up if you guys don't have any others. So FVRR. Fiverr. Okay. All right. So, boy, oh boy, they have not. Well, you know what it is? You can't name yourself something that you can't hold to. They named it Fiverr because everything was $5 and below, right? $5 and below, or $5 really. There is a 5 and below, which they're not even holding to. Dollar stores, 99-cent stores are now 99 and above. It's just not worth it half the time. But Fiverr has not done well in the last couple of years. They ran up to about 350, and they're about 100. So they've had a 66% haircut in what's going on. They're in an overall bearish bias. Let me see if there's anything. This fib is long gone. This one we have to draw it, but it's violated already. Oh, actually it didn't. We're right there now. We're right there. So that's the fib we're working off of. I believe this move is going to be bigger than this one. 104, yeah, 78. So this is the fib we need right here. Right? So if anything on this extra, I'd want to see us pull back to the 8 moving average and fail, but we don't have a whole lot of room. That takes, well, what does that take us from? 105, 106 down to 94. So not bad. Not bad, but let it push up into that level. Do we need to fib it here? 93, 03, 13. Yes, we need to fib it. That may make it a lot more interesting. Oh, no, hold on a second. I won't have that on this fib. So let's go ahead and add it. We've got to do it manually. So we've got to fib it at 106. Where are we today on Fiverr? Oh, I'm hitting the S to load it in there. So right now we're at 101, it shows. So we're down a little bit. I'd love to see the push up into that 106 level first, and then a fail off of it with that 94 as support. And keep in mind, I don't have it on here because I don't trade them, so it's not this is not norm for me. But 100-point levels, we always want to have that on our chart. I've got some rules in power option plays as to where we don't apply them. But for the most part, most stocks that are not major, the Amazons of the world, we don't use them. Amazon moves more than $100 a day. So 101.92 is where we closed yesterday. So we're right about that same price now. So if you can get the roll off of the 100, I would also consider a move down to that 94. Right? So I hope that helps. Let's see. And then Robert's asking for Apple. One more time, Rob. Enter. There we go. All right. So, yeah, they got hammered yesterday. Might have something to do with Cook's salary that they disclosed. How many gazillions of dollars he's getting paid. Whereas Apple, they're probably getting smacked a little bit in the pre-market. Not much. They're down to 171.5 in pre-market. So, Robert, we're in a neutral bias. We do have a ping pong trade between 173 and 170. If we can get up to that 173 and fail, and look at that 170 as your support. Extra Touch, you are welcome. Battle of 4,700 yesterday. Fickle fibs caused minor wounds. There you go, Alan. I hear you. I hear you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Another great week. Well, so far, we have one more day left for today. So, guys, make sure you get out and get over to our website and get yourself registered for the free upcoming training that we've got going on, which is called 30 Days to Trading Success. My goal with this is to do everything I can to give you the tools necessary to get you to the level that you want to be. I'm not telling you you're going to go from 2,000 to 2 million in 30 days. What I'm telling you is I'm going to dramatically reduce the time period it's going to take you to get to that success level. I'll have you trading if you've never traded before. Day number 10 of my 30 days is actually placing your very first trade. All right. So, Sean, if you could drop that link in there, I would appreciate it. With that, ladies and gentlemen, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, and I will see you at our next update. All right, bye for now.